Hello, everyone. My name is John Anthony. I just want to jump on real quick to tell you that God loves you. I wanted to quick share with you my testimony. In 2020 of November, I almost lost my life to COVID pneumonia. The reason I share this story is because these last 3 days play a big part of my testimony. In 2020, I got diagnosed with COVID pneumonia, and I was put in a hospital. I remember that so clear about my darkest moments in life. During the time I was in the hospital, the devil was coming after me. And the reason I share this story is because I know that God has a plan for all of us. And He gave me a second chance. I remember being in the hospital all alone. This is a time where your family couldn't be there with you. You were stuck in a room. The doctors would come in. They'd be full geared up because they didn't want to catch COVID. And there's so much to this story. I'll be placing my full story on Facebook, but I'll just make this very short. I went in about October 31st, and between October 31st to October 9th, it was a battle between me and the devil, and some chains that had to be broken in my life. And I believe God put me through it to help me see how broken I was and the things that I was not focused on. I wasn't following Jesus. I was a broken man. My idols were not where they needed to be at. I was focused on materialistic things, pride. I was arrogant. There was a lot of things about me as I look back, I'm not proud of. But I share that with you because these are things that I had to deal with. And I think a lot of us deal with these things. But if we don't get it into control, we don't start to break away from our flesh, it could lead us down some dark paths. So fast forward to November 9th, my doctor coming in the room telling me that they're going to put me on a ventilator was probably one of the toughest things I had to hear. And I didn't accept it. My pastor, Pastor Elliott, and speaking with one of my mentors, father figure, best friend, a person that's a man of God and that I really have a lot of respect for. His name's George. I remember him praying for me and just telling me that everything was going to be okay. He said, in the next 24 to 40 hours, you're going to be a miracle. The doctors won't be able to explain it, and you're going to walk out of that hospital. I accepted that. I believed it. So here's how God orchestrated for me to share this testimony every time this time comes around. November 9th is when I was told that I was going to be put on the ventilator. Then I was prayed on by my pastor and by George. Later that day, my symptoms start to go away. I start to feel better. At that point, I knew God was in control. I had the faith that He was going to heal me. I knew that God had bigger things in my life that I needed to accomplish for His kingdom. So during that day, my symptoms were so good by the end of that night, they were telling me they're going to put me on the general floor, meaning that I wouldn't be restricted to anybody in terms of in a floor where I'm being poked and prodded every 2 or 3 hours. The following day is Marine Corps birthday. On Marine Corps birthday, God fully healed me. Every symptom I had, the way I was feeling, me breathing by a machine, was all gone. I was fully healed, guys. God gave me a second chance. I knew at that point I was going to be healed. Fast forward to the following day, November 11th, Veterans Day. By the way, happy Veterans Day. God sent me home to be with my family. I remember when they first told me in that morning they're going to release me, I called my wife. She couldn't believe it. She said, no, they can't release you because they just told you 2 days ago that you had to be put on a ventilator. They just want you to come home and die at home. You can't leave. You can't. So she called the hospital, talked to the nurses, the doctors. They said, no, he's fine. He's good. I remember calling my wife back and said, listen, you have two options. Pick me up or I'm going to walk home. I don't care, but I need to get out of this hospital. I've been here long enough. I was done with the hospital. And I remember leaving the hospital and going to every restaurant for Veterans Day and eating all the food I can ever imagine to eat because I was so hungry. I was done with the food I was eating here at the hospital. So I was like, I'm done. But I went to every restaurant, picked up every opportunity I had that they were giving veterans food. I picked up all that food. I took it home. I can just tell you the next morning I was sick. It didn't matter though. I was home with my family. I was with my wife and my son. And I was able to see my daughters and my grandkids later. But I was just so excited to be home and just to be holding my family, just to hold my family in my arms, guys. That's what I'm telling you now. Don't wait like I did for a moment to realize how precious your family is. Don't wait till something drastic happens to tell them you love them. I'm telling you this right now. You need to wake up every single morning and tell them you love them. You need to hold your wife. You need to hold your kids. You need to, all your immediate family and all your friends that you are in that circle, you need to call them every day and tell them you love them. But more importantly, put God first. Follow Jesus' teachings and his ways. There's a purpose why. There's a boundaries that we follow that surround us. Just like our kids, we put boundaries around it because we want to protect them. God does the same for us. I'm alive because of God. That's why I'm here. People ask me, hey, why did you get a second chance? I don't know, but I'm here. And I'm not going to waste my time wondering why or this. That's not, maybe when I see him in heaven, I'll ask him. But right now, I'm here. Enjoy while you're here. Enjoy your life now. Don't wait. Don't let the world get a hold of you and tell you whatever it wants to tell you. Open the Word. Read the Word. Have faith in your heart. If you're struggling right now and you're in dark places like I was, in the Bible, Jesus is the light. He is the light. If you want to get out of the darkness and you want to be in the light, follow Jesus. Listen, I needed to share this story today because it's my testimony. Everyone has a testimony. I believe everybody should be sharing their testimony. I wanted to share how God gave me a second chance, and he'll give you a second chance. God bless all of you guys. I love you. See you soon.